Hello everyone, it's John from Brisbane. You would not believe how many times I've made this. I've made this video. Oh, and the number of times I've changed it, I don't know. I guess I've just so disenchanted with my gaming community and the fact that they are so thin-skinned and so ready to grab the pitchforks and become a lynch mob. And it's interesting that people seem to be prepared to, and I'm mainly looking at, and it only seems to be the radical left or people on the left that seem to be so easily offended, is that you seem to be prepared to forgive politicians who do blackfaced, and I'm looking at Trudeau, who people had dug up some pictures of him in blackface. I didn't see him have to resign or that. I see they've decided to forgive him, and I see sports stars that get into so much trouble for spousal abuse and for extremely poor behaviour and misogyny, and politicians who do the same. But if they're on a certain side of politics, all is forgiven. Yet if we have game designers or podcasters or people of that particular ilk who just happen to say the wrong word or come out with a wrong opinion, suddenly their careers are over or their livelihoods are destroyed. Now, I'm not coming out to say whether or not that's right or wrong for them. They may have a history or whatever, but I think that it is damning in regards to the way society seems to treat some and forgive others based on their particular points of view. And it is huge hypocrisy. So the community yet again is finding some wonderful things to get all excited about: racism and misogyny and oh dear, as if there aren't better things to be talking about. This is why I find that the community really needs to be talking about just games and to keep politics and other bits and pieces separate. And that, I think, is where I will leave it, because that's my personal opinion. And if you want to make issues about those things, then you really need to have a private channel and keep it separate, because otherwise I think what you're trying to do is to increase your channel's patronage or numbers by going, hey, look, I'm one of these people and I need you to keep following me. And that's really what it is, I think, in many cases, is people just trying to gain attention. I think that reminds me of the thing from The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, where Vroom Fondle and Magic Thighs is talking to Deep Thought, and Deep Thought tells them that, look, you've got to get on the pundit circuit and start telling people, violently disagree with each other, and you'll be on the gravy train for life. And I think that's really all this is that, oh, look, we've got to create controversy to be able to get people to follow us. Because honestly, look, there's that many of us, or you, maybe not the best word to use, but that's really what it is that there can only be so many people that people will be willing to follow. I don't expect many people to charge after and follow me. My channel's purely just to is really for therapy for me. I just do this to while away an old man's time and that. So if anybody gets any entertainment out of the waffle that comes out of my cake hole, as I like to put it, well and good. But you know, I'm a man from the past, so my thoughts and reflections are those from my time period, so they don't necessarily reflect those of today. So I guess that's what you're going to find coming from me. They may be tempered with some of the things that happen today, but generally I'm a man of my time period. And people need to think about that, is that many people are the product of their upbringing, which is why, you know, you need to have a look at where people start to go and look at people's, you know, people's past, or look at people's literature, and they go, oh, you know, what was it, To Kill a Mockingbird, and they go, oh, it's dreadfully racist, or, you know, it's Evelyn Waugh, and you know, our past literature, or what is it, Shakespeare and things, going, oh, it's dreadfully out of date. Well, of course it's bloody out of date. It was written back in Elizabethan times, and you know, you can't modernise classics without destroying what they are. So, you know, this is what needs to be kept in context. And, you know, you can't have people running around trying to destroy the past to make it fit the present. And, yeah, but look, that's my thoughts. I'm a mad old man, so take it for what it's worth. So anyway, here's the rest of my madness. And, oh, hello. You going to say something? I know that you get, because this video's chopped and changed, somebody's here at the moment. I'll see if he's going to, you going to pop up? Going to pop? Oh, here he is. Here he is. You've been a very good boy this morning. He wanted to come for a walk with me. I had to go. I've got a shop. There's a little block of shops just down the road through the, got a retirement village that I walk through to go to the shops. Hello, yes, I love you too. You're a beautiful boy. And they've got a, yes, they do, don't they? They've got a pathology lab there, and I had to. Oh, bored with my talks. Yes, I know that you do that at the very end. I got a pathology lab there, and had to go put some samples in this morning. So he wanted to come for a walk, but I had to leave you behind, didn't I? You weren't very happy, and he barked away. He's a good boy, didn't you? Yes, he's my favourite lad. Anyway, so we'll now go on with the rest, and yes, he's my favourite. So anyway, I know that a lot of people like watching this because of, I think I really should just do dog videos, I think, because I think I know that a lot of people do like just watching Pip. So anyway, here comes on the rest of my video. Yes, personal grooming, always very important. Must keep my Father Christmas beard going. Actually, it always gets a comment when I'm out and wandering. Hopefully we'll be ditching our face masks hopefully this Friday, and we can go back to being able to breathe. God, it's almost bloody impossible to breathe with bloody face masks on, because I have some respiratory problems, so trying to breathe with a face mask on is next to impossible. So we only have to, here in Brisbane, have to wear a face mask if we go into public buildings. So at least that's a bit of a godsend. So at least if I have to walk around out in the open, thankfully I don't have to, or if I can't enforce social distancing. So yeah, so that's something. So hopefully this Friday our mad premier will free us from having to wear face masks. At least I hope so. One hopes. But yes. My next bit of news is that many people will know that the local games club that I was associated with, the Blind Pig Games Club Brisbane. I've been the web manager, PR manager, for quite some period of time, and just before Christmas, I lost access to the web page for reasons that I don't know. Anyway, I lodged a query and a complaint with Facebook, and I've not got a reply back from them. And this week the page has sadly disappeared, has been removed from Facebook. So at this stage I do not know who has hijacked the Facebook page. Now, for many people who I guess know the recent history, is that the Blind Pig was originally run by Rebecca Weir and Paul Lindsay, and some time ago Rebecca Weir left the Blind Pig and left it whole stock and barrel and left it in the care of Paul. And Paul has been running the club ever since, and I've been I've been one of the primary supporters for Paul, as well as a number of other club members, a lot of the regulars, I guess, who've stuck with him during the times since. And it is extremely disappointing that whoever this individual is, whether or not it's, once again, I don't know. Facebook hasn't responded. I've not been able to find out what has happened. So it's extremely sad that, 20 odd years worth of I don't think our Facebook page has been going that long, but I think I've been running. I can't remember if I set up the Facebook page. It's been that long, but I've certainly been managing it for a considerable period of time. So it's sad that all that history has now disappeared, because certainly Paul and I were looking that were we in a position to be able to, that we would have liked to have resurrected the club at some point in time had things improved. But anyway, that's just letting people know that, look, the Blind Pigs Facebook page has, I guess, been hijacked. It's been removed by person or persons unknown. I've lodged a complaint or a query with Facebook as to it being taken down without permission, and we'll see what comes of that. Yeah. All right, what else has been happening? At long last, I finally obtained By the way, this is about my third take of this video. I picked up from my good friend Paul, I might put this over on this side, my good friend Paul from the Emperor's Legion, Undaunted North Africa. Yes, I was calling this the other game in the other one. So I've got it right this time. It's Undaunted North Africa. Yeah, so I'm incredibly happy to have finally picked this one up. And I thank Paul very much for having gotten that in for me at long last. So I'm really, really happy to get that. I watched the How to Play on Paul Grogan's channel. I can't remember what the actual channel on YouTube is called. No, can't remember it. See, old man, can't remember. But it is it's quite good, but he does go at a fairly decent clip of words, so I'd suggest I'll try and see if I can find it and stick it up if I can remember, but it's quite good. I've usually got to go back and listen to his a couple of times because he does go along at a fair clip, and you know, I'm at the stage where I need to listen to things a couple of times before it sinks in, but yeah, so that I'm really happy to pick up, so that will be good. The other game that I picked up this year was Lost Ruins of Arnak. So I'm going to go have a look. I know that Stella from Meeple University did a review of this. I think she actually played it, might have played it on Twitch or online or something. I can't quite remember now. I think I saw it pop up on the Twitter feed. So I'll go have a look at that. I would recommend Meeple University. Stella's in Melbourne. Not that I really like Victoria, but anyway, look, there's always rivalry between the states here in Australia, between the southerners and the northerners. So, you know, it's like, imagine if you swapped it upside down and, you know, it's sort of like the north and the south in the United States, where they think of us more as the southerners. But, yeah, anyway. What else? What else has been happening? Oh, my son's been coming around a little more frequently, and we've been playing. Look, sequence. Look, do not. Oh, I was about to say, don't undervalue this game. We can play 3 because my wife and I and my son, and my son's got his mojo back. He was having a bit of a dry spell there. He was, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Yes, he's a cunning player, that boy. He's, I think somebody was asking where he got his competitiveness from, and I think it's, he gets his competitiveness from his father, but he's far more ruthless, far more ruthless than his father, I think. Where I'm more laid back, far more laid back these days. Winning's nice, but it doesn't mean everything. So, but my wife, I think, would like to win a game. I think she'd like to win a game. But yes, it's a good game, and it's simple enough that my wife can understand it, and she really does. Yeah, it's a good family game. It really is. So yeah, so sequence is quite good. So hopefully now I've got to try and cut bits and pieces out of my other video and try and piece it together. So you'll find me in a different shirt, and so hopefully that will be. So this might be longer than the 20 minutes that I'm seeing on my phone here at the moment. So look, everybody, yeah, look, be kind to each other, for heaven's sake. Look, if you see things that offend you, just leave it alone. Don't say anything. And here am I having a go at things. But that's only because I'm trying to say, look, walk away. don't be offended, you know. As the old saying, sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. Well, at least that's what I grew up with, that old fairy tale. And, you know, that's, I think, needs to be more of it, where people, I know that it's, I can't say, considering my state of mental health at the best of times, but it really is that people really have got to stop being offended over everything and anything, and that, yeah, look, I'll leave it at that, and I'll thank you for your time, and I will catch you hopefully in a week's time. Anyway, hello. You gonna? He's here. Ha ha! I knew he'd come back at the end. Ha! Oh, come on. You gonna say hello? Ha 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 ha! Here he is. Here he is, the star of my productions. Aren't you? Yeah, and that's what he thought of my production. Was it that much of a yawner? Was it that much of a yawner, was it? Yes, Dad. Yes. All right, well, look, thank you very much for listening to my party political at the beginning and hopefully something a little more interesting at the end. Pippin and I are now going to wander off. I've got my wash load going on in the background. Hopefully that hasn't popped up. And I hope you all have a good week, and I will see you next week. So signing off, the Honourable John.